System concept in operation management. A system may be defined as a purposeful collection of people, objects, and procedures for operating within an environment. Thus, every organization can be represented as a system considering of interchanging interacting subsystems. The features of a system are that these have inputs and outputs. The basic process of the system convert the resources inputs into some useful form of outputs. Of course, depending upon the efficiency of the conversion process, we may have undesirable outputs too, such as pollution, scrap of wastage, rejections, loss of human life in a hospital, etc. Using the generalized concept of production, which includes services, we can call such systems as production system. Inputs and outputs. Inputs to the system may be labor, material, equipment, machines, facilities, energy, information, and technology. Thus, machines and materials with the one constitute the main focus of this book are the resources inputs required by the production system. Other inputs to operating system can be customers in a bank, patients in a hospital, computers to public transport systems, files and papers to an office situations, and programs to be run in a computer center, etc. Similarly, outputs from a system may be in terms of finishing products, transported goods, delivered messages, cured patients, serviced customers, etc. Productivity of conversion process. Now we can come to the main question of how we know that we are managing our system operation well. This concerns the efficiency with which we are converting the inputs into outputs. This conversion efficiency can be roughly gauged by the ratio of output by input, a term which is generally known as productivity of the system. It is obviously the productivity can be improved by maximizing the desirable form of inputs from the system for a given level of resource inputs, or alternatively by requiring a minimum amount of resources inputs for a given level of output from the system. Thus, it can be said that productivity P is equal to output O by inputs I. Management of production system is essentially concerned with the management or productivity. An alternate way of looking at the concept of productivity is to look at the amount of waste generated in the system. If waste is unnecessary input and undesirable output from a system, then productivity can be improved by reducing wastefulness or wastivity of the system. Thus, a system way to look at the productivity improvement is to attack wastage of all types of resources, materials, labors, capacity of machines, times, space, capital, etc. If you look a bit deeper into what is happening inside the conversion system, you could find only two manually exclusive things happening. Either the resources are being processed operation, taking it nearer to the completion stage, or nothing useful is happening to the resources inputs. For example, material may be waiting in the form of inventory in stores, waiting to be loaded on the machines. Job orders may be waiting to be processed in a hospital, or patients may be waiting to be attended to, etc. All these forms of waiting, delays in inventories are non-productive events, and any drive to improve productivity must aim at eliminating or at least reducing such idle time, waiting, etc. Thus, if you wish to improve your system operations, try to attack such non-productive elements in the hospital throughout time of the entity in the system. Manufacturing and service system. As stated earlier, the generalized model of production system includes both manufacturing system as well as service system. Examples of manufacturing systems are manufacturing for fertilizers, cement, coal, textiles, steels, automobiles, machine tools, blood televisions, furnitures, etc. Examples of service system includes a post office, bank, hospital, municipal corporation, transport organization, university, supply office, telephone exchange, etc. Although basic structure of service system is amenable to same analysis as manufacturing system, service and system do have some silent features making the management of such system slightly more difficult. Some of these characteristics are: a. Output from the system is non inventoriable. You cannot generally produce to stock. B. Demand for the service is variable. C. Operations may be labor intensive. D. Location of service operations is dictated by location of users.